Hey guys, so this is gonna be a video that's not really edited, just because it's my video back, trying to put all the reviews on one video, say why I haven't been on, all that good stuff. So I haven't been on because of school, because of my jobs, just a lot of stuff was happening at once, and it was a lot for me at one time. But now I I'm to where I think I can at least make one video a week to two videos a week confidently, not be behind on schoolwork, not slack off at my job. Just I think I can regularly do this, and I do miss it. I do miss talking to you guys. I miss CCSIZ. I miss Movie Maniacs. I miss the movie guy. I miss all you guys. I miss the conversation. I miss saying what I think. So, that being said, hopefully after this one video, I can regularly do one video a week at least. But the reviews that I need to get caught up on, Dunkirk, that was super disappointing to me. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, and I'm right there. That's a Christopher Nolan collection. I love Christopher Nolan. Yeah, I'm one of those Nolan fanboys, but Dunkirk was just not for me. I give it a C. It was okay. I'm glad I watched it, but I definitely wouldn't watch it again. And another disappointing movie is The Dark Tower. I love Stephen King. Stephen King's my favorite author. I love his horror movies. But The Dark Tower it wasn't good enough. It was decent. It was better than Dunkirk in my opinion, but it wasn't what it should have been for a Stephen King film, and I give it a C plus. The next two are shows. This first one, I'm kind of disappointed in how much I loved it, but it's Prison School. It's this anime. I give it a B. It was funny. It was over the top. You gotta know what you're getting into, but I really really liked it. I thought it was hilarious. And the other one, I was surprised. I really liked it, and a lot of people hate on it. It's Seiyo or Sword Art Online. I've said in my previous videos, but anytime I talk about an anime, know that I'm going based off of the English dub. I don't like subtitles. Like I'm cool with subtitles in a movie or in a show, but when it's the entire show or the entire movie, it it's not that interesting to me. Except Ray 2. Ray 2 was one of those small, like, I liked Ray 2. But anyways, Sword Art Online, like I said, I really liked. The last part was kind of lame, but the first 75% of it was amazing. And then the last episode was pretty decent. And I would give this show a B as well. I actually really liked it. Uh, Another movie is Hitman's Bodyguard. I give a B. I loved Ryan Reynolds. I loved Samuel L. Jackson. Their chemistry was great. I will buy it whenever it hits Blu-ray at a decent price. I liked it a lot. 13 Reasons Why, the TV show that I never really wanted to watch, but my sister got into it, my mom got into it, my uncle got into it. So I was like, why not? Freaking loved it. Great show. If you're on Netflix and are bored and you want to watch a great show, watch that show. I give 13 Reasons Why an A. Okay. The next two reviews, one's going to be a show, one's going to be a movie off of the show. And me personally, I had a different opinion than most people. The show Death Note, I give an A minus. I loved it. There was moments that were like, was that really necessary? But to me, that's every single anime I've seen. there's at least 3 or 4 scenes like that's a little lame. But overall, I loved it. And then Netflix made a movie. It got a lot of hate. I give a C plus. I thought it was actually a fun enough movie for what it is. I I hated Dragon Ball Evolution. I actually liked Ghost in the Shell. Obviously, Ghost in the Shell, the 2017, wasn't as good as the anime movie, but I thought it was still a fair enough movie on its own, and that's how I feel about Death Note. Comparatively, it was terrible. Ryuk was not anything like Ryuk, even though the look and sound was amazing. He didn't act like Ryuk. Light didn't act like Light, and his girlfriend was not even that part. I can go all day on how much I disliked. The only person I think that they didn't get 100% right, I don't ever expect them to, but one person that I thought they got right enough was L. Yeah, I was kind of scared because he's black in the movie, white in the show, so I was like, L was the best. In my opinion, he was the best character in the movie, in the show, and the best. He acted more like himself in both, if that makes sense. Um, then I got Logan Lucky with a C plus. I liked it. It was a fun enough movie. I'm glad I watched it. It was good. I liked it. And then Message from the King, I give a C minus. It's this Netflix movie with the dude that plays Black Panther. I watched it because I really, really like that dude that played Black Panther. And he himself was good, but man, the rest of the movie was not good at all. Like, he was so good that, like, if it was probably any other actor, I'd probably give the great significant. That's why I did videos. Significantly lower. But I thought he did a great job. Wind River, that was one of the biggest surprises. Like, and I have quite a few surprises, but that was one of the biggest ones. I give an A minus. I thought it was gonna be a technically correct movie. I thought it was gonna be like good choreographed, good this, good that. But did I say choreograph? I'm in some cinematography. I'm sorry. I'm tired. What was I saying? Okay. Wind River, I thought it was going to be technically correct. Everything was going to be technically correct, but I thought it was going to be boring. It wasn't boring. It was a great movie. I highly recommend it. And I give an A minus. Like I said, I think it is an amazing movie. This movie I'm only putting on here because it played at my theater that I work at. I work at Movie Tavern. So I figured why not? And that's Back to the Future. Back to the Future is one of my favorite classics. On my top 3 favorite classic like live action movies, I believe is probably Back to the Future, Rebel Without a Cause, and Jurassic Park. Those 3 are probably like my 3 favorites, and I'm probably later on going to do a video on my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Comment below if you think I should or should not do that. I was thinking about it, but anyways, Back to the Future in A. I loved that movie when I first saw it. I loved it when I saw it in theaters, and this is probably the biggest surprise, and not because I thought it was going to be a bad movie. It's the movie I'm talking about is It. I thought it was going to be at least as good as the original. I feel like I'm the only one, but I actually really liked the original, but most people don't. I thought I was going to have too high expectations. I wanted it to be better. it blew the original out of the water. I loved it. I thought I honestly thought it was one of the best movies of the year. It might. I know it's going to be top 10. It might be top 5. Heck, it might be top 3 or best. I loved that movie. I saw it twice in theaters. I want to see it probably 2 more times in theaters, and I never do that with movies ever. I'm not big on watching movies more than once in theaters, usually because it costs so much. But since I work there, it is free, so maybe that changes my mind a little bit. But nevertheless, I give it an A. I loved it. I it I love the movie. I thought it was fantastic. My biggest, really, one of my only gripes with the movie is the bullies. Like, yeah, the adults didn't have the best acting, but at the same time, I didn't mind because the adults to me were more terrifying, or at least maybe not more terrifying, but as terrifying as Pennywise the clown. And I thought that was really interesting. I like how you were scared of these regular humans while a clown is killing these children. Anyways, I thought it was an amazing movie. Like I said, the bullies were a little over the top, so that I wasn't a fan of, but that it didn't compromise the movie as a whole, which I liked. Okay, this movie a lot of people hated, like a lot of people. I I'm almost certain this might be top 10 worst movies of 2017 for some people. I really, really liked it. It's not going to be top 10 best, but I really enjoyed the movie, and that was going in style. I give it B minus. I thought the acting was okay. I thought the story was kind of cliche, but I liked all the characters. I felt for all the characters. The ending was decent. I honestly didn't see one thing coming, which is a lot. I saw like the whole movie coming. That one thing I didn't see. But honestly, even if I did see that coming, I don't expect to be surprised in those type of movies, in those type of heist movies. But I really liked it, and I thought it was a fun movie. Uh, this one goes hand in hand, the book and the movie. The only reason I'm doing both is because since I'm doing all these at once, I figured I was gonna do a separate video of the book versus the movie, and I might, but I haven't done that with any of the other books slash movies I've read and seen that were the same. So I might just do that for the next one. But it's Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I actually give both the same grade for different reasons, and that's why I might do a video on them, but I don't know. And that's an A. I give the movie an A and the book an A. One big thing that I liked and disliked, like from each other, was Charlie. I liked him more in the movie. I liked Charlie in the book, but he was kind of a crybaby, and like you can hate on that because of his past and stuff, but it wasn't just that. He was like he cried over every single thing. And maybe yes, technically it did skip some parts that in the book he did cry, so maybe he would have. But at least I didn't see it. I don't know. I'm just he seemed to cry over way too much stuff. But one thing I did wish it showed more on is in the book he was super close with his teacher. Like in the movie it shows it, but I wish it showed as much as the book. But obviously the movie isn't going to have as much as the book, and it's going to take some stuff out. But I think it was one of the best adaptations that I've seen. And the movie being a good adaptation to me does not mean it is that's not the only thing makes it a good movie. For an example, Maze Runner, the book was amazing. The movie was actually really good, in my opinion. The book was obviously better, but the movie was a terrible adaptation. But I really enjoyed the movie, just like Percy the Wildflower, uh, Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. The book was amazing. The movie was really good in my opinion, but it was a terrible adaptation. So to me, it doesn't have to be a good adaptation. That's anything like books to movies, shows to movies. As long as it's good on itself and it doesn't do injustice to the characters, I'm okay with. In the last review on this, a lot of people hated, and like I said, I work at Movie Tavern, and it's the biggest movie people have walked out on since I worked there, and that's Mother. I see why people don't like it, but at the same time, I think the biggest reason so many people are walking out is because it's not really what the trailers showed. I wish it showed. I wish the trailer showed more of what the movie really was about, because the movie was about God and Mother Earth or Mother Nature, and I I loved it. I give an A minus. I thought it was fascinating. I kept thinking about Mother days and days after I watched it. I haven't thought about like deep down a movie like that since Split, and I really liked Split. I I loved how like I watched it with a friend and we were both like, "Oh, this means that and that means this." And I would catch something that they wouldn't catch and then they would catch something that I didn't catch and eh, so not only do you have to go in knowing what it's about or at least being okay with what it's about, because I didn't know what it was going to be about. I just knew a lot of people hated it and it was controversial to some people, which made me want to watch it even more. I find that interesting for some reason. But after watching it, ah, sorry. I was really into the movie and I loved the symbolism. I thought it was an amazing movie. if if you are okay with seeing a human version of God and Mother Nature and how they would react, especially if they were married, then I think you should watch it. I think you will love it. Doesn't matter if you're atheist, Christian, whatever. If that's the one thing that a lot of people are telling me, "Oh, I'm Christian, so that's blah blah," or "Oh, I'm atheist, so that's blah blah." That doesn't matter. I don't believe in Greek mythology. I love Greek movies about Greek mythology. That doesn't mean I believe in it. I like movies about it. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. That's my opinion, anyways. I don't. In the Christians being hurt about the movie, I don't see why. I see why if you don't like it because you're not into that type of stuff. But I think any Christian would like it, and really, I think if you're okay with that type of stuff, I think you'll love it. And that's what I'm gonna say about that. So, like I said, I have a lot of schoolwork and normal work, and then my drills, and it is hard to mix all those and do this. But after, because I've been off for way too long, and like I said, I miss the interaction. That's my biggest thing. I love saying what I like, what I dislike, getting it off my chest. But I like hearing y'all's opinion, and I like I don't know, I like that interaction. That's my favorite thing. But like I said, hopefully I'll be able to do a video at the very least once a week. I'm going to try twice a week. And then, you know, after maybe 3 or 4 weeks of 1 or 2 videos, and I get a clear, like, feeling of what I can and cannot do when it comes to balancing everything, possibly I can do more, and that's my goal, is to do more eventually, but I don't want to do too much at one time and then get overwhelmed and then have to quit again. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to ever stop YouTube again. And that's my biggest thing. So I will probably see you in about 2 or 3 days, definitely less than a week. And I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. And the movie fights, that I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to push that on the back burner. That's it. If I do start that again, it's gonna be down the road. I want to get started back on normal reviews and see how that goes, and then eventually maybe do the movie fights again. But like always, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to finally be able to talk to y'all again. And if y'all have any comments, any questions about any of the movies or anything that I just said, or you, suggestions, just comment below and let me know. And like always, I'll see you next time.